Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today I want to tell you why I've taken the plunge and pre-ordered a Kindle Scribe. So firstly, in case you missed all the buzz about it a month or so ago when it was announced, let me tell you what the Kindle Scribe is. So it's a new Kindle device from Amazon. Like existing like reading Kindles, it has an e-ink display, but it's significantly bigger. So it's got a 10.2 inch display, so kind of iPad sized display. And it also comes with a stylus, so you can use that stylus to write on it. So it's got handwriting recognition, to highlight passages in books and things like that. So it's a very different kind of Kindle. And I have decided to pre-order one for probably three reasons. So two are ways that I have rationalised the purchase to myself. And the third one is just me. It's just what I'm like. So let me start with that one. So I am somebody with terrible impulse control, which is why I'm now on this Rebought Your Own challenge, because I've got so many unread books. And I particularly love gadgets as well. So I'm a big fan of gadgets, and I really enjoy, the experience of reading on a Kindle. I love my Kindle. I love having access to ebooks and things like that. It's just so convenient. I do think it's one of those gadgets that for readers, really does make a difference. So yes, I find it very hard to resist new gadgets, particularly when they are, in a space that I already enjoy, like Kindles. So that's just the me part of the equation. So the two ways I've rationalised the purchase to myself then are, firstly, that I'm somebody who's really bad at annotating, and I think it's one of those skills I would like to develop, because I think it's an important skill to have in order to review books well, to make sure you're talking about the right things when you review books. And I'm somebody who, occasionally I will like dog-ear pages in paper books, or highlight passages on books on my Kindle to refer back to when I'm doing a review. But I don't do it as much as I should do. And I think, as I say, it's an important skill, particularly for more in-depth reviews. And that's something I'm interested in getting into a bit more on the channel. I think it's something that will be useful. So I've used that rationalisation to justify the purchase. And the other side of it is that I do actually really enjoy reading on bigger screens. So I did an experiment for myself a few weeks ago. I had a very free weekend when I could spend most of the weekend reading, and I decided to read using 4 different devices. So didn't use my Kindle Paperwhite at all. So this is my Kindle Paperwhite 2022 Signature Edition, which I use for most of my reading. So nice, kind of decent size 6.8 inch display. It's got the 300 pixels per inch resolution, which is common across the whole Kindle range now. So a really nice display to read on. So I decided for that weekend, I would read on 4 different devices. So I chose 3 devices that have like LCD displays, and one other device with an e-ink display. And what I did was I spent half a day reading on each of those devices to really try and understand and analyse my preferences a bit more in terms of the kind of screens I like to read on. I had a sense going into it of what that preference was. But I wanted to kind of test my hypothesis. And my hypothesis was that I prefer reading on e-ink screens, and I prefer reading on larger screens. So let me talk you through the devices I use. So the first one was my phone, which at that point was an iPhone 12 Pro Max. So a big screen phone. And I do find my phone surprisingly pleasing to read on. So it's definitely not as easy on the eyes as an e-ink screen, but that phone has really good screen resolution, and the text is very crisp, and also it's quite nice because it's a small device, so a lot smaller than Kindle anyway, so you can hold it quite easily in your hand, and it's easy to just flip through the pages as you are reading. So I did enjoy the experience of reading on my phone, mostly I think because of the decent screen resolution. I also read for half a day on my Kindle Fire HD 8. So this is one of the Kindles with an LCD screen. So it's okay to read on. So the screen size is really nice. I do like the screen size, and it's quite easy to hold as well. But the resolution is nowhere near as good as the resolution on my phone, and just the quality of the screen is not as good either. So this was probably my least favourite device to read on. The one benefit that the Fire HD does have is that it's really good for buying Kindle books on. So the limitation you get with the Kindle store on phones, so either Apple phones or Android phones, is because both those companies, so both Google and Apple, charge Amazon an additional fee for digital sales through the platform. You can't buy books within the Kindle app on either phone. You have to go to, open the browser and go to the website to buy books. Whereas the Fire HD, because it's a Kindle device, you can use the Kindle store fully on it, and because it's an LCD screen, it's a lot easier to kind of navigate its colour and things like that. It's faster and more responsive than an e-ink screen. So the experience of actually buying books on the Fire HD8 I think is probably the best of all of the devices I used. I then also used my iPad. So I have an iPad Air 3, I think, I can't remember, but not it's the last one with the old kind of button design, rather than the newer one which has the slimmer bezels. So this I do enjoy reading on, and the main reason I enjoy reading on this is partly that the screen size is big, and the screen resolution is decent, but also because you can have the screen layout like that, so you can have effectively 2 pages next to each other on screen. And I actually find that a really pleasurable way to read. I do read on my iPad, not hugely regularly, but every so often, and I've always really enjoyed having 2 pages because it replicates the feel of reading a real book in the way that normal Kindles can't. Now, one thing I don't know about the Kindle Scribe is whether you can do this view on the Kindle Scribe. All the screenshots I've seen of the Kindle Scribe show the screen in portrait mode like that. None of them show it in landscape with 2 pages. I have asked the question on the Amazon website and have not had a response to it, and there are, as of filming this video, there are no reviews up of the Scribe. So I'm very interested to see whether or not it does have this 2-page view. If it doesn't, then I'm assuming it would only be a matter of a software update from Amazon to enable it. But that could be a deal breaker for me. I think if it doesn't have that 2-page view, I may end up sending it back. So the other device that I read on was my Kindle Oasis 1, which I do still enjoy reading on. So the screen is a lot smaller than the screen on the Paperwhite. But what's really pleasurable about reading on this is just the form factor and the fact that it's nice and light. So you can take it out of the kind of battery case like that, hold it, and it's very slim, very light, and it has the buttons. So very nice to read on. But the smaller screen size, I did find myself getting a little bit frustrated with, because you just get less words. So I've definitely found that I do enjoy a larger screen, definitely enjoy the larger screen on the Paperwhite to the one on the Oasis 1. And also, reading on this also reminded me, after reading on all the LCD type screens, was I definitely prefer reading on an e-ink screen. It's just so much nicer as a reading experience. It just feels more natural in a way. And also the fact that you are not getting distracted by notifications and things like that. Obviously you can turn those off, but who does that? I find I get less immersed in a book if I'm reading it on my iPad or my phone than I would do if I'm reading it on a dedicated reading device. So that really is my other justification for getting the Scribe, is that big e-ink screen. Really looking forward to seeing what that's like to read on, and really looking forward to seeing if you can get that 2-page view. If you can't, that may be a deal breaker for me. It may mean I have to send it back, but I'm looking forward to trying it anyway. So the Scribe is released on the 30th. I got in early with my pre-order, so apparently I'm going to receive mine on the 1st of December, which is Thursday of this week coming. So I'm intending to try and do an unboxing video and put that up on the Friday, and then we'll do a kind of initial review video, which will go up sometime in the week after, probably. So yeah, we will see what I make of it. We'll see whether the cost of it really is justifiable, but I'm very much looking forward to giving it a go. Okay, time for a random book from the shelves then. So today's book is Uzumaki by Junji Ito, which I got recently, and I'm very much looking forward to reading. So I read my first Junji Ito fairly recently, Shiver, his short story collection, but looking forward to reading a longer form work by him. The reason I picked this book for today is because the other thing I'm really looking forward to trying on the Kindle Scribe is reading manga. So I do have, I got from Humble Bundle a while ago, the complete run of Attack on Titan, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like on that big inked screen. I think that will be a really enjoyable reading experience. So I hope you found that interesting. Do let me know if you're intrigued by the Kindle Scribe and if you've pre-ordered one. Let me know if you think the reasons I've given for buying one are justifiable ones, or if I'm completely self-deluded. And as always, hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're really good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.